I am back with another one, and oh boy, does it feel great to be alive. I got my shoes on. I'm stepping out dressed nice. I'm gonna show you just a little bit. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I done took my sweaters and my leather off, but I already had people ask me what's the occasion. I said alive. Just being alive is the occasion. My granny used to tell me when we used to go out to the stores, we used to just wear nice dresses and suits and stuff anyway, just to go get some milk type shit. It's all about your appearance. And I'm not liking how a lot of motherfuckers dressing. They don't even hold no type of anything. You reap what you sow. But I got another last and final lesson. We went from the 15 cabinets, we went into the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branch, which is judicial branch run a lot of this shit. The judicial branch run a lot of this shit. I broke down the federal government and the state government to let y'all know and separate the difference. So when y'all got a lot of complaints or whatever, it ain't got nothing to do with them niggas. But don't worry, the system, it's finna break the system. The system finna break is at its ending of its last whim right now. But knowledge is key to set yourself free. So I give these lessons for knowledgeable persons. Peace, love, and protection with this message. All right? Viewer discretion is advised. If you feel some type of way, and this is for entertainment purposes, for any of those that feel like this is a game. But let's begin. The 13 colonies. What is the 13 colonies? What were the 13 colonies? Who are the 13 colonies? The 13 colonies right now are still pretty much your 13 states. But here's the difference. We got to break down who were these settlers, who were these colonizers that came here on these boats and set for their pretty much their religious freedom, because that's what they was here for. All of this has something to do with religious freedom. Everything else ain't add up as far as until they start knowing it was already people here. So when they start seeing my great Uncle Tonton and them, it was a different flavor. You feel what I'm saying? Brief cutout, but I'm back with it. We back with it. Chakra alignment. You notice my hair purple. We live in it. Beyond the crown chakra, baby. But let's get this all established now. I'm going to begin with the first English settlers was the colony in the Dominion of the Virginia, established in 1607. So when did Columbus get here, so-called? 1614 or some shit, 1608. What race was Columbus? He was English. What language took off in the United States? English. So they were the first settlers. But hold on, I'm not finished yet, because you have another group of settlers that come here, and these are the Pilgrims. And a lot of you guys may see all these imageries of all the Pilgrims being these such humble. But first off, anything that they show representing the feast, that's what we was doing. We was always, you feel me, doing our thing, having our fires and stuff, getting the family together, doing our 1-2. They seen that shit from us. We bringing out the fresh fruits and vegetables and shit. They're like, oh shit, what they doing over there? There's people here already? Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. We gotta come up with a plan, because you gotta remember, it's a plan. Go check out my other videos. I did this lesson in reverse. So 1607 was the first English settlers. So now we finna move on until about, I'm gonna just say roughly 1620 something, 1619. In Europe, each nation had an official state church, right? Such as the Anglican Church of England, which everybody had to attend. You had to go to church. Nigga, they knocking on your door. They're like, hey, what y'all doing? It's church today. Y'all gotta come. And if you didn't go, you were sent to prison. Can you imagine that? If you didn't go, they sent your ass to jail. Somebody called the motherfucking whoever, and they're like, you know, there's something family ain't coming to church today. They talk about they got to attend to their harvest. Your ass going to jail for 30 days. Can you believe that shit? Anyway, Christianity was the religion. If some of you are familiar with, but you got to remember, Christianity is twisted and demented and have different parts. It's like Christianity had a baby, and then one went there, and everybody had their own practices. But remember, they're still what? Christianity. But you see what I'm saying? But they had their own practices, their own pieces of what they wanted to take out of their own. This is why they came to the United States for religious freedom. Don't get lost. Stay on board. So the Puritan Pilgrims, they voyaged to America, where they were pretty much seek to practice their own religion. The Pilgrims left Leiden, a city south of Holland, aboard the Mayflower. Y'all heard about the Mayflower. They do their best to tell us everything about them in school. In 1620, it's the Mayflower. They aboard the Mayflower and they colonized Plymouth, New England. I know some of y'all probably don't even think of some of these names that they say. New England. So when they landed in Massachusetts, the Puritan Pilgrims, being from England, a little southern piece of them, they was like the rebels. They was like the rebels, but they're still England. They're still English. That's still their culture. You understand? That's like the cousin you don't fuck with all the time, but you ain't gonna let nothing happen to him. That's like the brother or something you don't see all the time, or the auntie that live across the states, right? And you don't see auntie all the time, but if auntie calls you, you gonna take a flight, type shit. But you gotta remember, you ain't fucking with them all the time, but you still English. So after they got here on the 1620 aboard that boat, they landed in New England. That's Plymouth, New England. They call it Plymouth, New England, but this is all in Massachusetts. This is all in Massachusetts. Okay? Right now, they're probably changing up some things because people are becoming more woke and smarter and trying to relocate some land names. But that's what it was, 1620. We talking thousands. That's thousands of years ago. You know what I'm saying? We in 2024. All right? And that was the home of the Wampanoag Nation. I might be saying it wrong. The Wampanoag Nation, you know, they put that in their descriptors to let you know who they killed and who they murdered for that land. So I'm going to spell it out for you. It's WAMPANOAG. All right? But let's get back into it. Because you got to remember, not only you got the English, you know what I'm saying? We got the English, we got the Pilgrims, but the Pilgrims stayed the Pilgrims. Y'all don't remember, the Pilgrims stayed the Pilgrims. They had their own practice of religion. So if you got these group of niggas over here that's English settlers, let's just call them the kings and queens. They know of us, but they still don't fuck with us. But they see like, oh, y'all niggas made it over here. But they more on some, let's see how long you last type shit. But they let us still do our own thing over there type shit. Don't get lost. All right? So, the first settlers were the English settlers. Second settlers were the Pilgrims. Then a comprised British colony established itself in the 17th and the 18th century. So this is where the Great Britain get to come. The Queen Elizabeth and them, all right? This is where this shit get deep. So let's just break it all into colonies. I'm gonna break them into sections. So I got the first one. It's the New England colony. And where did they settle? We got New Hampshire, Providence, a British colony in 1679. The New England colony will be what it be called later on. But this is what British colonized. The 17th century is 1679. They didn't really capitalize to the 17th century. But it was motherfuckers there kicking rocks and smoking cigarettes, just standing there looking at everybody else like what they over there doing. It was shit like that, but remember, they still the same people. New Hampshire Province, a British colony in 1679. Massachusetts Bay, a province, a British colony in 1692. Rhode Island colony, a British colony in 1663. Connecticut colony, a British colony in 1662. So we're starting to watch British wipe them all out, but they're still England. It's New England now. You know what I'm saying? Because England over there, we can't call both of them England, so they're still New England. You see British Queen Elizabeth or King Edward or whatever, Henry, my girl had to tell me some other names, but I know for a fact they start to colonize and start to put their stamp on shit with the Articles of Confederations, with those documents. Because you gotta remember, people was stupid. People were illiterate. People didn't know how to read as good. People barely bathed themselves. They took those practices with them. Along the line, things got better for all, not most. Or for most, not all. I said it backwards. The middle colonies. We got the New York Province, a British colony in 1686. New Jersey Province, a British colony in 1702. Pennsylvania Province, a preparatory colony established in 1681. So you got Britain, they're stretching their feet now. They're galloping on their horses. They going around the land. They searching. And don't forget, they coming across our people. So remember, they befriended us first. You gotta learn the land. You've never been here. You see these people here already. You gotta be smarter than that. How you gonna move to the desert and don't know how to live in the desert? Why would you move in the forest and you ain't never cut down a tree before? Start a fire with some sticks or some shit, right? Nigga, that's like jumping out of a plane with no parachute. And you said you was jumping out of a plane today. Where your parachute? You was already prepared to die. But they were stretching their feet. And you know us, and it ain't our fault. It's our spirit. Delaware, a colony. Before 1776, the lower counties on the Delaware River became a colony established in 1664. So they're making their ways. They're making their way around. Maryland Province, a preparatory colony established in 1632. Virginia, Dominion and Colony, a British colony established in 1607 in Jamestown, Virginia. North Carolina, which is only, before it was North Carolina, South Carolina, it used to just be called the Carolinas. My grandma called them the Carolinas because that's how they knew it. My great grandmother called it the Carolinas because it was the Carolinas. They split it. Wait, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about on some, but you gotta, my people smart. So Carolina Province, a preparatory colony established in 1663, divided the provinces of North and South Carolinas in 1729. So me and you brothers, we seen the land, we want to split it. We ain't meeting eye to eye right now, so we split the land through an apex. We split it in the middle. Of course, not like a slice of pizza, but we break our little piece. You stay up there, we stay down there. But we still on each other's side. It's still united as we stand, so-called, unquote. Georgia Province, a British colony established in 1732. Now today, the United States territories attain full statehood is to the discretion of the Congress, all right? So now the statehood, not the state, which means Britain still has this so-called rights. All we got to do is uprise, but they got these so-called rights on this land. So when you think that you own the land, and I had to do my research. When we think that we own the land or the house, no, you own the brick on that land. You don't own the land. So even if you own the field, you don't own the field. You like a preparatory colony. You renting out the field that belongs to somebody else still. But they just make you think you own it type shit. But they got this shit right now with all this BS and paperwork where Queen Elizabeth and Great Britain own a lot of this shit. But if y'all haven't seen, Queen Elizabeth has died and her wand has been broken, which means a lot of spells have been broken, which means we already into the age of Aquarius, and we are watching these shifts. That's why the sky continuously to stay clouded, because they don't want the motherfucking sun to break through. All of this shit ties into all one. This is just a lesson so you know how these motherfuckers come, where they came from, and how they really did this shit. All right? So pretty much, I'm going to get into a preparatory colony is pretty much a colony where the king gave the land to one or more people in return for a yearly payment, like I just told you. So this is my house. You pay rent every year. You know what I'm saying? Who were the Pilgrims? The Pilgrims were a group of oppressed religious people from England. Stick on the Anglicans of Jamestown, American colonists. So, what was the judicial? The state Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, they are the trial courts, the juvenile courts, the family courts. That's all judicial. What is the legislative? They are the House of Representatives and the state senates. What is the executive? That's your governors, your lieutenant governors, your state cabinets, your vice presidents, your mayors. And they don't run a damn thing. They just occupy. I come to you, this God, with this message in peace, because the only way you're going to be set free is if you know. And I realize a lot of people don't know, but don't be one of those that's going to die without knowing. No longer letting them piss in the cup and tell us it's lemonade, all right? This is where we rise. I am SR22, and I bring this message to you in peace, love, and all protections. To the non-ethers and the melanated beings, peace, love, and protection. Ashe.